All right, Decentralized Pictures. I'm your host, Matt. I'm the comms director at DCP. Also in studio, we have Brian Conway, product manager, and Jeff. Jeff, you tell us your last name. I'll just screw it up, man. CEO from ECAD Labs. Thanks for being here, guys. Today's an exciting day for Decentralized Pictures, officially migrating to base. This has been a long time in the making, and there's a lot of activity happening right now behind the scenes. That the technical team is right now, as we're recording this, as we're going live on this AMA, doing the technical integration to base. Like I said, this is a live AMA, so please throw out your comments as we continue to work through the conversation. We're going to be covering a lot of different topics today, but we'll try to pepper in some questions throughout the conversation, and hopefully here very shortly. As I said, it's a very busy day, so our CEO Leo Matchett, he's working behind the scenes, and hopefully he'll be able to join us here very shortly. All right, so to kick us off, again, we're migrating to base. There's a lot of information, a lot of chatter that's already happened. It's a big day, a lot of work that's led up to this point. So before we get started, kind of want to lay the groundwork of who we are as an organization. We know that we're tapping into the on-chain creative community right now. Decentralized Pictures, very much a filmmaking focused organization, and we're looking to expand that to even more creators in the base ecosystem. So with that said, just want to talk about where we are as an organization. We've been around now for a few years, and really focused on decentralizing the filmmaking community, or at least the filmmaking world. And for anyone that's been in the filmmaking world, you would know that it's very centralized, very difficult to penetrate. There's a lot of gatekeepers in the process, and what we do at Decentralized Pictures, we try to break down some of those barriers, some of those gatekeepers that do exist in the existing filmmaking world. So we create funding awards, financing awards that are live on the platform. We've awarded a lot of different types of awards, everything from screenplays to finishing funds, supported by acclaimed filmmakers like Steven Soderbergh and Kevin Smith, providing funding for very deserving artists that are looking to advance their projects on Decentralized Pictures. So with that said, we're looking to evolve. Again, our community has been very much filmmaker focused, and we're wanting to now, by bridging into base, expand that community. So this matters a great deal for our existing population of filmmakers, and then new creatives that want to be a part of the platform. Okay, so Brian, I'm gonna look to you a little bit here to talk to us about bridging to base, and why this makes sense. So up to this point, Decentralized Pictures as part of our protocol, we've been operating our own layer one, a hard fork of Tezos, and that blockchain has worked very nicely for us. It's been very effective, but Base kind of provides new opportunities, new advancements to help us grow our infrastructure. So walk us through a little bit about why the decision was made to bridge to Base, and give us a little history of how long this has been in the making.
Yeah, so you've touched on the importance of it. I think the number one uh, benefit we gain is we gain a wider reach. The infrastructure is more robust. It's more reliable, um, more responsive. So it'll really increase the user's experience. It'll seem more like a Web 2 kind of environment. Everything is quicker. We had sometimes it could take like 45 seconds for confirmation. Now it's under a second. It's about a second. So it'll be really quick. It opens us up to a wider audience, like I said. So not just filmmakers, but creators all across the Base network. And you asked how long have we been thinking about this? It's been a good long while that this has been a topic of discussion. We knew that this was our end goal, and it's been a long. I think we've been working on the migration 6 months, preparing for this moment. So it's it's been a lot of hard work, but I think the benefits are going to be seen by everybody.
Right. So let's go to our info site. So we're going to be deploying a lot of new information. Again, the technical aspects, and I'll talk to Jeff here in a minute about some of those nitty gritty details of the technical migration that's happening. But you don't have to be crypto native to be a part of this on-chain community. We're looking to showcase artists, and that's our mission is to showcase and advance artistic talent. And you don't have to be a crypto native or crypto savvy to participate in this ecosystem. So right now, I'm going to try to, if I can get it to work here, share a screen of our info site that has just been published out to our website. And it is called Now on Base. Let's see if I can still see it. Yep, there it is, right there on screen. And this is a good landing spot. I think this has been live now for maybe less than 24 hours for sure. I think it went live this morning. So it's been added now to decentralized. Go to decentralized.pictures, and you can see all the navigation links at the top here. And this is the new one right here, Now on Base. So as you scroll down this page, it gives you a lot of nuts and bolts of how we're building the future of art on chain, on Base, and like I alluded to earlier, that we are here to empower artists in a fair and transparent way. And Brian, so I look at some of these benefits that I'll call them here: designed for scale, efficient transactions, simplified onboarding, a growing cultural ecosystem, secure and Ethereum aligned. Can you talk to us about what that UX is going to kind of look like, that user experience is going to kind of look like on the website? And for some of our, I'll call them legacy community members that have been part of Decentralized Pictures for some time, are they really going to see that many changes, or is there new stuff to kind of become familiar with on the site?
No, it should be pretty well a seamless transition. You will notice a slightly different account page where your wallet is hosted. Now you're bridging, or you're moving from the internal app, what we used to call our film ledger, and that you'll be transferring to the app chain now rather than an external wallet on our native blockchain. So for the most part, you'll see the coin name has been updated to Talent. So we're doing a 1-to-1 claim of film to Talent. So everything will be listed in Talent. The wallet page is pretty well the only change aside from the login method that you'll see. So login, we still support Google, Twitter, or X, and Apple, but we also now offer Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, or Wallet Connect. So any of those compatible wallets, you can also connect to our application. And then when you go to the app or the wallet page, social users now have their own little advanced wallet you can open up and interact with that. and there will be 2 links on the wallet page to bring you to our staking app, and the other will bring you to the bridging app. So staking app, essentially on our previous blockchain Talonnet, we had node operators. We will not require them now. So these node operators can still have an opportunity to claim and earn rewards by staking. So there will be a percentage of your rewards that you'll see there listed right on the page that can vary. Or you can bridge to the base network by using our bridging app. So that's primarily the only changes that we're going to see. It should be pretty seamless, and legacy users will feel like nothing has changed really.
Right. Okay, appreciate that background. Yeah, so you could see more information about claiming your assets here and the differences between social and external wallet users, blockchain users. And if you want more detailed information on how to migrate, just click on this link that's embedded in here, and it really talks you through step by step. And of course, the process flow will be documented once that migration functionality is live. But here's kind of the step by step process of whether you're a social user or an external user. All right, great. And again, we are live. So we're live on YouTube and X. So be sure, post some questions out there. We've gotten a lot of questions in our Discord channel. Please join our Discord as well. That's where a lot of the questions, external questions, are offered, and our team is tries to be very responsive in answering those questions. So, all right, and throw those questions out here. This is a great time because we've got some really smart people in the room to help address those. All right, so I think there is. Let me remove this. Okay, and there's somebody we need to add to the stage. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our CEO, co-founder of Decentralized Pictures, Leo Matchett. Good to see you, sir. Looks very tropical.
Welcome, Leo.
Hi, I'm banished to the outside of the house. I'm traveling with family right now, and there's lots of noise going on in there. So in order to get a little bit of quiet, I had to come outside. So forgive the background and the sunglasses.
No, I think that scene makes everybody happy.
Yeah, it's bright. It's very bright out here right now. But yeah, it's so good to be here. And thanks, Jeff and Brian, for holding down the fort until I was able to make it on.
Awesome.
Thanks, Matt, as well.
Of course. So, Jeff, while we wait for some questions, hopefully to flow in, we've got a good amount of viewers I can see that are watching this live broadcast. Jeff, can you kind of talk to us a little bit? So you're with ECAD Labs, and you've really been assisting Decentralized Pictures with this migration. So I know there's a lot of technical activity that's happening behind the scenes. So kind of in layman's terms, 30,000 foot view level, so business guys like myself can kind of understand what's happening. Tell us all the activity and the excitement that's happening right now in migrating to base.
Sure, yeah. Thanks for having me here. I am the CEO of ECAD Labs, and we're playing a supporting role to the DCP mission. So we've been working with Leo and the DCP team for probably about 4 years now, and especially in the past 6 months, we've been assisting with this migration from DCP's layer 1 blockchain to a base app chain. And there's a lot of excitement with this. It unlocks a lot of possibilities in the future. And to speak to some of the points Brian made, it's going to make the DCP platform a lot more responsive and snappy. Decentralized Pictures is built upon a lot of the philosophy and technology of blockchains, but it's important that what we're striving for with Decentralized Pictures is that users of this platform don't have to be and shouldn't need to be crypto native. So it should be a typical web experience. Eric Schmidt said a number of years ago, back when the internet was sort of growing, he said that the internet would be here when it disappears. Now, the internet wasn't going to actually disappear. He was speaking figuratively, and that goes for blockchains as well. Is these crypto native blockchains, they will be really here when we kind of forget about them and take them for granted. And that's a neat thing that decentralized pictures is doing, is it's really tapping into the value proposition of what these blockchains can do for us, but making it the use case accessible to established but also fledgling film and art makers, and sort of removing those gatekeepers from this process, which really speaks to my heart, and that's what I'm excited about.
Excellent. So kind of what's the expectation today? With the migration happening in the background, what's the hope? What's the end goal today?
Yeah. So one of our test engineers likens this process to changing the engine in a passenger jet while it's in the air. So we
sounds easy.
Yeah, very very easy. A trivial task.
Slide for a bit.
And so there's a lot of data and state in the layer 1 blockchain that we're migrating from. And decentralized pictures enshrines like all of the the voting and the different creative queries, the different competitions happening on the platform. That all ends up in a public ledger, so it's verifiable by anyone. And moving that data from one blockchain to another is quite an undertaking, especially as we need to preserve the ownership of people's tokens, as well as their reputation, because this is all on chain, and this is a kind of a philosophical underpinning of what we're trying to do. We're making it verifiable and trustless in a way. If this platform was a Web 2 platform, we would be saying, trust us, we will do the right thing. But in this case, we're saying, trust us, but you can also go and verify yourself. So moving all of the state from one blockchain to another, it takes quite a while. So we're reading account balances from every account on the layer 1 blockchain, and then we are we're verifying those balances, the reputation, also a lot of film crew NFTs, which is an NFT project that was issued some years ago. I'm sure a lot of viewers will probably be holders of that, and all of these assets are being reissued onto either the base mainnet or the base app chain. And that process is taking about an hour and a half. We put a lot of engineering effort into making this quite quick, but it still takes an hour and a half to move all of this data, and moving it in a way that it is aligned with the philosophies of decentralization and ownership. So while this process is happening, our engineers are working, both from the DCP team and our team as a supporting role. When the migration is complete, there's going to be a lot of more verification going on, as smoke tests of the actual platform, make sure there's nothing missed, no sort of like unexpected hiccups, and then the site will be opening back up after that.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'm going to segue over to Leo here in just a minute. One final question for you, Jeff, then I'll leave you alone, at least for a short bit. So explain to us for the kind of the non-crypto natives here. So we're kind of Ethereum layer 1, base layer 2, and then are we at like a layer 3 here with the DCP app chain? Is that how it's structured?
Yeah, that's right. So the base network, which was sort of sponsored or shepherded into existence by a team at Coinbase, that's what we call a layer 2, and it settles all its activity to Ethereum, the layer 1. So it has this possibility of sharing the security, or taking security from Ethereum, relying on the security and the secure network of Ethereum 1. And then on top of base, we have what base and we like to call app chains. Technically, it's a layer 3, it's a third layer. So our app chain is settling all its transactions to base layer 2, and it can do that very, very quickly. And it brings the DCP user base and all of the all of the underlying technical underpinnings much closer to the base network, which has a lot more liquidity, a lot more users, and that's good for us, and it's good for the base network and the creator story. Yeah, I hope I answered the question there, Matt. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, and we have a kind of a follow-up question here just on the coding language. What coding language is DCP built on?
Okay, so it's a variety of languages. Now that we've moved to a app chain, it's an EVM app chain. So on the smart contract level, it's all our smart contracts are written in Solidity. And then above that, the DCP platform itself is written in a combination of TypeScript, PHP, Python, and some Go in there as well. So we use languages and technology choices that are fit for purpose depending on the context. So we have quite a few different languages at play at Decentralized Pictures.
Awesome, thanks, Jeff. All right, guys, we've been geeking out on a lot of technical stuff here. Okay, so let's bring this back down. So Leo, over to you. I really want to talk about what this means for artists. Obviously we have a core component of supporting filmmakers on the platform. When I started out the podcast, we talked about kind of the financing awards, some of the funding awards that have been on the platform. We're going to continue to award more of those in the future, but we're really opening ourselves up by bridging to base to a greater, broader on-chain creative community. So why does this matter? Bridging to base, and what are our hopes of being able to tap into that broader community of creatives?
Well, I think the mission is exactly what it has been since we launched this project several years ago. It's just, it's really about solving some of the technical debt issues that we have. I mean, we want to, obviously we're, an organization that wants to maximize the impact it can have with the resources it has available to it. And if we have to put too much effort into maintaining code bases, libraries, technology stacks, building more applications, using more functionality for the community, and then obviously different products, which we are in the middle of launching. I don't know how much we've talked about DCP Plus before I got on here, but I'd love to chat about that. And so what app chains do for us, and being part of the base community does for us, is it lets us disinherit all of that infrastructure that we've been standing up on our own for a long time, with a very small team. And I think we did the best we could with what we had, but it's a task for many more people than we have available to us, and we have had available to us. And so it's going to allow us to put more resources into awards, which have an impact for filmmakers and artists alike. It's going to allow us to focus more on features for the community, and improve on the app. The user experience is so important. And I'll just touch on what Jeff said earlier about, DCP is approaching this with the sense that, it doesn't matter what the stack. I mean, when you go to Facebook or on your online banking app, you don't say, oh, this is an internet application. No one cares about what it's built on. You're like, oh, I'm going to use that because it's HTML5, or, I'm going to use this because it's JavaScript or React or whatever it is. It's just, it has a purpose. You need to use it. And so you use it. And the technology that is used under the hood is good at what it's meant to do. And that's all that matters, as long as it works well and it fulfills some need for you as an individual. And so that's sort of, like Jeff said, the way we've tried to approach this thing. And Base, And app chains specifically allow us to do that much better than we have been able to in the past with our layer one that we, you know, again, I'll say I'm proud of what we did with TalentNet V1, let's call it. You know, at the time we started building it, there was maybe a few, but I don't even think so, like working proof of stake blockchains out there. Tezos, which we ended up forking to create it, was sort of the tip of the spear in you know, proof of stake blockchains at the time. And we ran into this problem where we have this incentivized behavior mechanism within the DCP app, which is like, you know, we want to encourage people to review projects, and we want it to be a peer-to-peer payment for peer review. But if someone has to, and I can explain what that means, but if you get what that means, you know, there needs to be incentive. And if someone has to pay, you know, with fluctuating gas prices on a network like Ethereum, $5 or even $1 to submit a transaction, then all of a sudden you run into this problem where your incentive is destroyed because you're paying more to vote on something than you're going to earn from it. And that destroys our business model. So we needed to come up with a way to have people able to write data to the chain for free, essentially, and earn for that behavior. And so that was, at the time, the only real way to do that was for us to create a layer one. There were other options, but I won't get into them, but none of them were quite as good as I think the approach we took. But technology's changed a lot. There was no such thing as an app chain. There wasn't less than a second blocks, and there wasn't you know, roll up as a service type of situations as there is now. And so I think we're you know, moving forward in the best way we can to minimize the lift for us in terms of what technology we use, and maximize the impact we can have with the resources we have. So that's what Base is going to do for us. To get back to your question, Matt, is allow us to really focus on our mission and do what we're good at, which is, you know, maybe not me, but the other people involved with this, you know, our film experts and you know, people that are great at, you know, looking at creative and you know, we come from I would say our board and as an organization, Decentralized Pictures comes from a group and network of artists, and so that's what we're good at, more so than you know, necessarily the technology stack and all of the rest of it. And so it's going to allow us to focus on what we're good at, and it's also, you know, to go to the community thing. You know, Base has an amazing community, probably one of the most vibrant communities out there in the world right now when it comes to blockchain ecosystems, and that's a beautiful thing to be a part of. So we're super excited about that, and you know, we welcome them, and that's part of the reason we're I don't know if it's been talked about yet, but I'll say it right now. We're launching the DCP Creator on Base Award on the platform. I think it's going to go live today, and we want to partner with great companies to do that, and we want to, you know, put our best foot forward as being now a part of this community and say, look, we're here to support artists. Let's see what you all have. Come show us your ideas, and let's have the world decide which ones should get a little bit of money to help make them a reality. And that's what DCP has always been about, is, you know, let's have the world help us decide who the most deserving artists are to get some support in their creativity. And so yeah, we're excited to offer that to the Base community in this new endeavor that we're. So I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely. No, that's awesome. And big news was just released. That's hot off the press. That's the first time it's been mentioned for the Base Community Award. And so look out for that. That will be coming out. What we're hoping for today, again, in the background, there's a lot of technical integration that's happening right now, but our goal is to get that out. But it will be out very soon. It's going to happen. And we want to hear from you, artists that are on this. You don't even have to be a filmmaker. Of course, filmmakers are welcome, but we're looking for artists of all specialties to apply to this award. So let's see a good variety come in for this first Base Community Award. All right, so you mentioned it earlier, Leo. I do have a question I think is a nice segue to DCP Plus. So, okay, so I have no idea how this helps me as a filmmaker. So I finished my film. It's in the festival circuit, which will be at the end of August. So on the horizon, another big development that's happening behind the scenes. It's been being built at it's been being built for many months now. A lot of work that's already occurred with building out DCP Plus. So how is DCP Plus? What is it for one? And then how's it going to help advanced filmmakers?
I mean, imagine you could start from scratch as a filmmaker. I've been, on the production side of film for 2 decades at this point. But imagine you're a filmmaker and, you've seen the problems you run into with trying to get a sales agent, trying to get it into festivals, getting a PR agency involved, trying to make deals happen, inviting people to P&I screenings, and getting really bad offers from streaming platforms that are a quarter of your budget, and then knowing it's locked up for 2 years in the biggest territory, and then thinking, oh, no one's going to do transactional on my film after that point, so this is the only money I'm ever going to see. How am I going to explain this to my investors? Like, there's so many things that are difficult as a filmmaker in that position that Hench Productions describes. So DCP Plus was built by filmmakers with that sort of in mind, and so it's as far as I know, the most fair rev share model out there potentially in the world. I mean, maybe there's something I don't know about, but we're doing cost plus, which means we calculate the data cost for us to transfer from the server to the client side, like the consumer's screen, and then we figure out what's left of every dollar. So let's say that costs us 2 pennies, 98 cents left on that dollar earned, and then we mark that up 5%, and the rest of the money goes to the filmmaker. Again, the 5% is sort of a placeholder. We're going to start with that. We'll see how much we earn because we need to pay our bills and keep our lights on, but that's where we want to start. And the rest of the money will go to the filmmaker at $1. So it's an opportunity for filmmakers to self-publish their awesome stuff. It's going to go through a community moderation process to check the film rating that they've set, to make sure that it's not a copyright violation, to make sure that it's not illegal content. We're not allowing pornography or potentially something that is illegal. But as long as it passes those, then it can be self-published, and anyone can be a part of this thing. You can also, if you're willing to go exclusive on DCP Plus, I imagine mostly it'll be non-exclusive stuff to start out. You can apply for a P&A award, and that would be money that gets put towards advertising for the film, and there's various ways that you can go about doing that. But I'm not going to get into that right now because that's going down a huge rabbit hole, so to speak. And so basically I could talk about this for a while. So Matt, give me some follow-up questions that are more specific. But basically, it's a streaming platform that's built by filmmakers for filmmakers. We're offering premium transactional AVOD free with ads and subscription, a la carte for every single user. So you can select, oh, I only have the SVOD rights for this territory. Boom, let's select that. I'll tell you how we calculate the revenue for SVOD, but basically it's total data for the entire platform over the payment period, pro rata for each individual title. Or maybe it's just transactional you want, and then it's just the cost plus model. Both SVOD and each distribution type is in its own silo of revenue, so we can calculate those and give reporting quarterly on each of those distribution types and how the film is doing. You can also opt into affiliate marketing if you'd like to, send it out to your community or have community members participate. A smart contract handles dynamically adding an affiliate to a smart contract, so that if they share it with their community, they can share in the percentage of the revenue that you're willing to give to affiliates. You can set your own percentage for that. So Brian could make a film and make a 30% affiliate percentage. Jev shares it with his community, and he gets 30% of the sales he brings in, which is really rad. Not happening in too many places on the internet when it comes to media right now. We're also making a way, which is kind of top secret, but I guess I can sort of hint at it, for people to participate in creating let's call it marketing materials for each individual project that they really like, and remixing trailers, giving video reviews to entice people in their community to check out the stuff. We're also working with some amazing content partners for this, big studios that so it's not just going to be independent films on this platform that are self-published. There's going to be studio films that are very commercial as well, so we can sprinkle in the more independent stuff to elevate it, and being among the more higher budget commercial films that people will recognize. So we're very excited about it, and feel free to ask any questions.
This is kind of a fun one from Hedge School again. DCP Plus sounds like a game changer. Are there plans to eventually create DCP Originals, feature shorts funded by DCP?
We're working on some right now.
Woo! Juicy details being released on this live AMA. I love it.
Well, for example, I mean, it's not really secret. We just announced the DCP Horror Filmmaking Initiative, in partnership with some amazing mentors, Eduardo Sanchez, Jed Shepard. And so we're creating short films for those that we intend to, put on DCP Plus. I don't know if they'll be branded as DCP Plus Originals, but the idea is for them to be proof of concept projects that can help elevate the filmmakers and bring those projects to potentially horror shops that might be interested in pursuing the IP into a feature, and hopefully elevate the filmmakers that created them.
Love it. And I had this question up here earlier. Yeah, absolutely. All genres are going to be represented for DCP Plus. We've had some documentary awards that have occurred already on the platform at Decentralized Pictures.
So Bad Like Brooklyn Dance Hall was a documentary, the first doc award that we did in partnership with the Gotham. We definitely want to have that on the platform. Also, the two recipients of the Sidewinder Award, Where the Rope Ends, and Queens of Lagos, both two really great documentaries that we hope to have on the platform as well, that we helped finance. And so, yeah, it's mutually beneficial for us, because if we give a really great deal for rev share to filmmakers, more hopefully will come to us, because they're going to earn more of every dollar they earn, or receive more of every dollar they earn from us than other places. And the technology of blockchain that's under the hood, that we are going to try and keep that way, and have people not notice, right? Like the user experience needs to be that of any other streaming platform. For people aren't going to sacrifice functionality or user experience to use this platform, right? So it needs to feel like Amazon Prime or Tubi or any other platform. But if filmmakers are earning more, and it's more fair and it's transparent, and we can lower our costs of operations using this amazing technology, like dynamically generate reports from smart contract data and spit it out for every user as they want to generate them, with a script. Think of all the money we'll save on accounting and things like that are serious burden for other companies that are are doing similar things. And so yeah, I feel like we're approaching this in a good way, and we're doing it for a good reason. So yeah, we're trying to fulfill our nonprofit mission here.
Awesome. We're getting some more comments in here. Oh, I love to throw up a success story. So from Scott, my feature film Anchorage won the Roman Coppola That Film I Made award last year, and I'm looking forward to joining DCP Plus. So already some great, yeah. So check out Scott. We had a DCP talent cast, got to interview Scott. We try to do that for all the winning filmmakers. So many more interviews to come.
Yeah,
this is a great question from
Scott's great. He actually, I realized, tidbit of information. Has a cameo role in, and I didn't know this until after it was selected, in the latest recipient of the Andrews Bernard Award, Sour Party. They know each other. Who knew? And I think he actually told them to submit that film to the platform. So thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. It's a great film. And they're super sweet, Amanda and Michael. So yeah, we're happy
power of the community. So for those that are joining us right now and just discovering, maybe you've been part of the base ecosystem and you're just now discovering decentralized pictures, don't keep it all to yourself. Be sure and tell your colleagues, friends, if they're artists and they're in the space, check us out, join our Discord, be an active participant, sign up for a free account on decentralized.pictures. All right. Let's see here. I think we're okay. Let's see if we can do one more kind of around. Oh, okay. So this is kind of more of a market maker questions.
Yeah, we have a market maker for our token that helps power the app. Of course, part of blockchain is blockchain assets, and we do have a market maker.
Okay.
So that would be for centralized exchanges. I think with the decentralized exchanges, they make their own market algorithmically, but yes, for the CEXs, we do have a market maker.
Cool. And those are in process for those that are looking right now on the centralized exchanges for the talent token. We're working with those exchanges to bring those online here very, very shortly. All right. Okay, guys. I mean, I don't want to, especially Jev, I know there's a lot of activity going on behind the scenes that you probably need to tend to right now to facilitate the migration. Leo, any other items, any topics that you want to cover before we wrap this up?
Yeah. Hey, Amanda and Michael, thanks for the comment. That's really sweet. Anything I say, yeah, we're just super excited to finally, after months of hard work, thank you, Jev and Brian and John and the whole team at ECAD. And we're super excited to be working with some amazing other teams on some cool things, Builder's Garden and Laser. Yeah, we're super just, I can't wait to share what we've built with the world. And yeah, let's keep fighting the good fight, and we can help turn things around for independent filmmakers.
Excellent. Just a few things that will be coming out, if not today, very shortly. So the Base Creator Award, we talked about that a little bit. Be sure and check that out. That will be posted to the website, decentralized.pictures. The info site that I mentioned earlier in the interview, it's already live on the platform. Just go to decentralized.pictures, look at the top banner up there, and you'll be able to click on that information. A press release will be coming out very shortly, a new newsletter. Yeah, and like I said before, the migration is in process. A lot of technical work happening behind the scenes. More awards once the migration is complete. Look for more awards to be posted. I believe we're also posting, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, the Filmmaker Assistance Grant. I believe that's number 6. Is that right? That's going to be coming out too. Okay, so watch for that. Decentralized.pictures, that's a landing spot. DCP Plus, this is not your average streaming platform. It's really going to transform the game for filmmakers. And then just please join us. Sign up on the platform. It's free to create an account. You don't even have to be a filmmaker or a creator. Maybe you just recognize great art and you want to participate in the curation process, the selection process. This is a democratic process, a decentralized process, and we want you to be a part of that. And be sure and join our Discord channel. All of these updates will be flowing. Our team does a nice job of trying to respond to questions very quickly as they're posted on the Discord channel. All right, so exciting days for Decentralized Pictures. Thanks for being here, you guys, and stay with us as we continue to release these developments. It's going to be fast and furious over the next few days.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
y'all.
Thank you, everybody.